Well, hey, Central. I hope you guys are doing well. You know, we want to try to do some things here at the church just to kind of keep us united as a body, keep us following after Jesus. And so we're going to do some little interviews, get to know some people in our congregation. And I've got with me today Justin Woodark. He's one of our elders. He's a husband. He's a father of 3. And I just want to say, hey, thanks for doing this with us today.
Thanks, Scott.
Good. I'm glad that you're here. You know, I know that you have been leading a community group, and during this time of COVID, I'm sure it's been challenging. And so I just was wondering if you might share a little bit about kind of how it's been going.
Sure, happy to. So it actually hasn't been very challenging. It's actually been an amazing blessing. We've got about 7 guys that join us on a weekly basis. We're meeting we just rotate through various backyards.
How long have you guys been together? Were you together before COVID started? Okay.
Yep, we've been around for quite a while. It's looked different throughout the years, but because we've got military members that come in and rotate out and things like that. But most of the folks have been part of this group for a number of years now. We started out initially as a couples group, and so husbands and wives, and we kind of do it every other week. And it got really difficult as more and more people had kids that you'd have to find childcare and things of that nature. So what it morphed to over the last year or so was basically the men getting together. The women would do other things via women's Bible study or things like that, and the men would be.
Nice. All right, and you just different backyards, hang out,
That's
study
it.
the Word.
That's it.
And just encourage each other, spur one another on, right?
That's exactly it.
And from what I hear from you, I know you're a big outdoor guy. You love camping, you love hiking, you love all that stuff, being in nature. And you also love something called rucking. And you have these rucking events. And tell me a little bit about those, because I know I'm a little bit familiar, but I'm sure there's people that aren't familiar with them. And it's just something kind of cool that you do with your group too, I understand. So yeah, let me hear a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. So one of the things that we care about is, in addition to spurring one another on spiritually, we care about each other physically as well. And so that has led to running marathons and things. And the latest instance of that is basically rucking. So we carry around weighted backpacks. We do events that usually go 12 plus hours through the night, and really just carry heavy stuff. So if you ever see a bunch of weirdos walking around in the middle of the night or early in the morning with backpacks or carrying semi-truck tires or things like that, that's probably our group.
Okay. And what do you guys, you gain physical fitness from that, obviously. You gain a little bit of crazy kudos, obviously, carrying semi-truck tires. What has that done for your group dynamic as well?
Well, it just linked us together, I think, quite a bit. We enjoy one another's company. Bible study isn't just limited to the times that we meet in each other's backyard once a week. It's in the mornings as we're working out, as we're encouraging one another. We're talking about the things that we're learning. We're talking about the things that we're struggling with. We're just talking about life. And so it's just been multiple instances throughout the week. We're getting workout in. We're getting our spiritual workout in as well.
Okay, that's awesome. And I like that you said you're getting life in, because I know I've been a part of a couple different groups, and I've seen some where it's kind of like do my study, go to the group, come back home, and there really isn't life that necessarily happens. I mean, the word is study, but there's been other groups where it is life. You are able to open up and share kind of your highs and your lows of what you're going through, and you're able to spur one another on. So to hear you say that in your group, it's a life-giving group, I think that's what we hope for all the people that are in groups, that they're spurred on to live and love like Jesus, How would you say being involved in a community group, you've been doing it for years, like you said, how have you seen Jesus change you, from the beginning to now?
Wow, it's been quite a drastic difference. Coming to Central, being part of small groups all throughout, meeting new people, growing deeper in the Word, learning how to be a godly husband, a godly father, all those things, the community group has seen me through all those life changes, and it's been awesome. Especially, I think right now, as we've been in a weird time with COVID and everything, church for a while there was not able to really physically meet. It was great to get the virtual message and still be under Matt's teaching, but the small group was there, living life together, being the church to one another, basically. And so that has just been awesome. So through thick and thin, the small group has been there, and just helping us stay focused on, when it's in a time when we're looking at the news and getting anxious about all the things that are going on and things like that. The small group can come together, and instead of being anxious about it, we can be praying through the news stories that are going on, and just really focus on Christ.
Okay, that's good to hear as well. Would you say that being in a group has just made an impact on your family as well, not just you personally, but have you seen how it has just impacted other areas of your family, from your wife? Like, I know you said you guys were together as couples, but what about with your kids? I know you're a dad of 3.
Yeah.
Things can get crazy, especially with distance learning starting. I know that's just one little aspect, but have you seen the group help to just kind of, transform your family?
No question. In fact, the study that we just finished up with was we did 7 weeks through Ephesians, and part of that is that relationship between husbands and wives and parents and children. And so just digging into what does it look like to love our wives as Christ loved the church. That's a pretty tall bar, and so figuring that out as life, together with a small group, figuring out parents and children and obedience and not exasperating our kids and things of that nature. I mean, perfect time to be doing that kind of study. So it's been awesome.
Okay, very cool. If you could, if you could give one reason why someone should join a community group, or why you think it's important to spend time with believers, what would you say? You can give a couple, but
one. All right. There's definitely a lot. I just think that we are blessed to have the church that we've got here at Central, and it is a large church, and the services are fairly large. A small group is a time when you can be open and real with people who actually know your life much more deeper than a weekend service. And so I just think that is necessary in our Christian walk, because on a service on Sunday, someone's not going to be knowing everything that goes on in my particular life. In a small group, everybody knows every decision I got coming up, what's going on with my family, all of that. And so you're just living life with one another. You're able to really focus on that, focus on Christ and what the Scripture says, how we're supposed to react and respond, and what we think is important. And so I think that's just awesome. I think that's why I encourage people to join a small group. Okay,
so just that deeper connection, because that is one of the things that I've heard about being part of a bigger church. I feel like I don't know anybody, and I know, there's some people they like that, being anonymous, but for other people, and I think you hit it right on the head. If you want to grow in your relationship with Jesus, we're not meant to just be solo Christians.
Right.
We're meant to be with one another. And sometimes, I'm sure, it can get a little messy. Sometimes like, do I really want to be in this group? Do I not want to be in this group? You're shaking your head, yes. So we'll just go with that. I mean, people are people, right? We all have our issues, but the idea of being connected, letting people in, letting your guard down, and being known, that's a cool thing that you shared. So I don't know if you are a Rochambeau player, but I like playing some Rochambeau with my kids. My son loves this game, and my daughter, actually. So I thought maybe we'll just do a little best 2 out of 3 with some Rochambeau.
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so how do you like Rochambeau, or do you Rochambeau show?
Yeah, clearly that's the way to do it.
Okay. Rochambeau show.
Shoot. Yeah.
Shoot. We'll do shoot.
All right.
Are you ready?
You're ready.
Here we go.
Beat you.
Ah! Oh! Yes! Yes! Well, thanks for joining me today. that was a fun little game to play. Maybe next time we can see if you can beat me. But I appreciate your time. Appreciate you sharing just what God's been doing and how things are going in your life. And yeah,
Thanks
for coming, man.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We're looking forward to have more of these meetings and just getting to know people and continuing to spur one another on to live and love like Jesus.